Hello, my name's David. Welcome to my basement. I've got a ton of caterpillars here. My caterpillars get bigger every day. Oh no, this one's getting way too big. It's taking over my body. Oh no! I am one with the...
I am the caterpillar lord. I will do this with this human body. There's a microphone here that can't really show what I'm doing, but I've got his legs and I'm getting real low and I'm making this real slow.
Slow caterpillar movements. I like what you're doing there.
Thank you.
It's very Kafka. I'm glad that you visited. You ever read that, Metamorphosis?
I can't read. My mandibles only see so much.
I understand.
Before I took over this human body, I didn't even know how to speak.
Well then, congratulations on taking over this new human body. Congratulations on joining the speaking population of the world.
Yeah, Guy, welcome. Welcome to the real world.
Thank you.
And if you ever get a chance, check out Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis. It's about a human who turns into an insect, and the rest of his family just slowly starts to hate him until he dies.
Fascinating. All right, I am about to start my army. I'll see you guys in a few millennia.
Okay, good luck. Don't attack us.
Yeah, please. Well, we'll probably be dead by then if it's going to happen in millennia.
Millennia, yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, don't even
Unless
worry
we
about
put
us.
our brains in robots.
Which is very possible. Your robot coming
No,
along.
I've only put my dick in robot.
Ah,
I haven't put my brain in there.
okay.
It's too much.
Yeah, I understand.
The mind melding? Ugh.
Yeah, that's a little bit
A little
strange.
too much. Not to mention that, I finally hooked up Wi-Fi to robot, and if my mind melded with that, with like the entirety of the internet,
Yeah, who knows what would happen there. Hi, thank you for joining us again.
Hello, friendos.
That is Greg, my buddy. I'm Don, and we're the Boxcar Buddies. The bug man that just that sort of started us off and left now. He's not a recurring character. He just came in for this first time, and now he's gone out of our boxcar. But that's what happens.
I thought we'd let him share his first open mic with us.
Which was it was nice. It's always nice to be there for the birth
beat was
of
good, but the words sucked.
Oh, come on. It's songs of marriage of two different minds, and just like he's a marriage of two different species.
That's essentially body rape. That's full-on rape.
Yeah, and we just witnessed it happen, and we didn't do anything about it. I didn't know what was happening.
Hey, my lips are sealed if your lips are sealed.
Oh, I'm not going to tell anybody. I don't tell anybody.
We're deleting this, right?
Yeah, that's what I always.
Okay.
I usually do that. These raw cuts here, but
yeah.
Anyway, Greg and I, we like to meet every week in a boxcar that one of us finds somewhere that's hopefully abandoned.
Thankfully, this week, Don took care of it.
Oh yeah, it was me, and it was my pleasure. I was walking across this rail yard. I was in St. Louis. I'm not sure why. It was one of those New Year's weekend benders that turned into something lengthy, and I was there for a long time. And as I made my way back, there were plenty of rail yards I walked through in St. Louis, and what I did was I shoved this plastic boxcar, which is what we're in right now.
Yeah, I mean, check it out. Like, Magneto can't escape from this.
Which was one of the first appeals to me when I saw it. I was like, this, normally we're metal, sometimes wood, or paper mache, but...
Sometimes we like hip-hop.
Yeah, sometimes we're rock, sometimes we're reggae, sometimes we're rock and roll. But anyway, so I found this plastic boxcar, shoved it into the Mississippi River, and then I just sort of pushed it in the direction of Chicago, and I hoped that maybe it would pop up on the shores.
You rode the Mississippi a la Huckleberry Finn style? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just pushed the boxcar in here, and then I hopped a train back to Chicago.
Oh.
And then, just this past week, I've been keeping an eye out along the beaches and along the shores of Michigan here in Chicago, and just this past week, Belmont Harbor, guess what resurfaces next to a few expensive yachts?
Your youth.
If only. If only it did. No, sadly.
What a surprise that would have been.
Oh, boy.
Just this shining ball, and you touch it, and you're like, I'm little Don again.
I certainly wouldn't be here. I would be in some elementary school.
You'd be a fetus. You'd be back in your mother.
Talking fetus. That would be an interesting show to do.
What do you think a fetus sounds like if they could actually speak? I think it'd probably be like.
Probably. I think it would be like that, yes.
I mean, because there's like this weird
membrane.
flesh. There's this flesh bubble around their bodies.
Yeah, it would just be gurgling. I think that was what it would be. Yeah, definitely. Maybe angrier. There it is. So anyway, so this is sort of how we start off. Greg and I'll just get reacquainted as we do, because we don't see each other during the week until one of us gets the boxcar. We communicate through the homeless network that we have, because Greg and I are both homeless. And
we contact through Greg's List. Which is just this big napkin that I left in the middle of the street. And
yes.
The wind will just blow it around, and usually one of us will grab it.
Yeah, which is really convenient, a little bit magical, and very dirty, but it works.
Real stinky.
It works. It allows us to communicate with each other nice and easily. And anyway, so once one of us has gotten a boxcar, we'll drop that message on Greg's List, and then we meet up a certain day of the week, and we talk about various content that the two of us have managed to read or listen to or watch or play or whatever throughout the course of the week. So whether this is your first time joining us in the boxcar or this is a recurring journey for you, thank you very much for joining us. And Greg, let me say, you're looking well.
Thank you.
I noticed you patched up the hole in your left kneecap. In case you don't know, Greg has gone through a few issues with his left knee, and he found some objects to sort of place in there as a temporary kneecap.
It's kind of like a cyborg kneecap. You know what it reminds me of? It's like a He-Man action figure. You know, like that big block of knee. It's like a square knee.
Yes.
That's what basically my knee has become. I look like I'm part Ken doll.
Yeah, definitely.
Thankfully, I still have my junk.
That's good. Mm-hmm. They didn't take that from you?
No, thankfully. I had to work really hard. Like, I had to use the wordplay real good to make sure that they don't take my junk.
Well, good.
I was like, please take the junk away.
Out of my knee.
And they kept grabbing at my balls, and I was like, no. The junk, like the plastic straws and the tin cans that I shoved into the hole.
Yeah, clean out my kneecap. Junk removal. That's why I came here. You guys remove trash, right? From empty sockets.
It probably didn't help that I didn't actually go to a hospital. I kind of just asked a couple guys on the street.
Hey, our options are limited, man. That's what we're trying to do. We just try and get by every week, every day, and just try and find some food, find some shelter. It's brutally cold right now, so we're just trying to, hang out, find some stuff to watch or play or listen to distract ourselves from the miserable cold that we all have to deal with.
Yeah, it's been impossible for us to actually keep track of what the temperature is because it's so cold. Like Freak has gone inward, so like I kind of look at that like it looks like he's got a second belly button now. And I'm like, I can't tell how cold it is anymore. Oh, it's in there.
Freak, whom you use as a human thermometer to tell what temperature it is.
What, am I going to go out and buy a thermometer?
No.
That's for people who have money.
But now this is what you risk. When it's so cold that Freak's penis turns inward, you have no way of telling the temperature.
I'm going to guess it's in the negatives, because if it's fully inside, that means it is cold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like a turkey timer, right?
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of like when you get like a thing of silly putty and you stick your finger in it a couple times and it leaves that like squishy hole in it.
Yeah, the indentation.
That's what he looks like right now.
Poor guy. Yeah,
it sucks.
Well, anyway, I will say, so yeah, this is a plastic boxcar. It's cold in here. This is not, great by the way of shelter.
There isn't really any like what's the word I'm looking for?
Accoutrement?
Innards? Warm innards.
Oh yeah.
The walls are basically like glass.
Yeah.
Except the glass is plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic.
And plastic can't stop cold.
It's like half an inch thick. We can almost see through it. There is a window. It's frosted glass, so we can't look outside. Although I don't know if it's frosted intentionally or if it's frosted because of how cold it is outside.
I think it might have been a decorative choice.
Yeah, I think so. But either way, it's freezing in here. So we're not going to be able to just chill.
I mean, we're chilling right now.
Literally. But we're not going to be able to figuratively chill in here like we normally do after we're done recording. It doesn't do much for us by way of shelter because it's a plastic and thin boxcar. But we wanted to meet up in here anyway to talk about some stuff, because I know my man Greg, you've done some cool stuff this week, haven't you?
I have done some cool stuff.
What have you done?
So, remember that family in Evanston?
Yes.
It's not too big of a fan of me. I went back.
Really?
Yeah, because they're not home right now.
So let's back up. In Evanston, there was a while when you were squatting in the home of this family who was on vacation. You got into some mischief there. You played some games. You watched some movies. You ate their food. Then they came back.
And I tried to become their bandit king. They didn't like that idea. They called the police, and I became the most wanted man in Evanston.
Right. And so you're saying, so you haven't been back there since that happened. You fled there.
Well, I've been back there now.
Now you went back.
Yeah.
So how did that go?
Pretty okay, because they're going on vacation again.
Oh, how do you know that they're on vacation? Or did you just go up there and it turned out they were on
I just kind of like peeked through the windows, like hoping, like crossing my fingers, like I was peeking up through their shrubbery, like I was wearing some of the branches to make it look like I was, a bush. But, the problem is because it's so cold right now, there aren't very many leaves.
Nope.
And I kind of got, like, green toilet paper, and I just kind of, like, patched it all over myself. And I'm like, I'm a bush. Yeah, they'll never know.
Oh, okay, I see. I was like, that's why you have some green toilet paper stuck to your shoe there.
Yep. I sure do.
Which is okay. It's okay. It's a faux pas, but whatever.
Yeah, we'll use it later.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I look through the window, and I see that, well, everything is pretty much exactly the same way it was when I first got there. Not after I left. It seems like they cleaned up a lot of the stuff.
Oh, they restored it to its former glory.
For the most part, there were still some things. My secret leavings.
Oh.
My secret marks.
Secret leavings.
Yeah, I left a little note under the sofa that said Greg was here.
Oh, okay.
It's still there. I don't think
Wow.
they noticed that one.
Maybe they didn't.
I didn't
see
do
it.
much to the sofa. I mean, yeah, there was a stink mark left.
Well, what are you gonna do? Clean up.
I would have thought
after
that they
yourself?
would have bought a new sofa, but there it was with the stink mark still there. I'm like,
Maybe they haven't gotten around to it yet.
maybe not. I don't know. There was this big red and yellow like tent-like thing over the building too.
Oh, that's fumigation.
I thought it was a
think.
carnival.
Nope, that's they're bug blasting it. That means there's an infestation problem, and they were trying to, they were trying to get some of those critters out of there, some of those unwanted guests, yourself included, most likely. But they probably didn't expect you to return to the scene of the crime. They were trying to get rid of insectile.
Well, that makes sense because like
intruders.
I thought I was watching a movie because they have cable. They had
nice.
HBO.
That's nice.
And I thought that the movie was like actually happening.
Oh,
Yeah. I thought it was real life. So
because you were tripping on the fumigation chemicals.
I guess I was tripping ass.
Uh,
I thought I walked into some weird horror tent that was like trying to get revenge on me.
what was the movie?
It was Kong Skull Island.
Oh,
I thought a giant ape had followed me to Evanston and tried to crush me with his big ape hands.
wow. And John Goodman was just your buddy, just there along for the ride.
John Goodman was sitting in like the rocking chair in the living room the entire time, just looking at me like, you shouldn't be here, boy. You shouldn't be here. Get out of my house! He didn't say that because we weren't really in a house. As
It was an island, right?
It turned into this big, creepy island. And the guy who's Loki was there. And John C. Reilly.
Whoa, Tom Hiddleston and John C. Reilly?
Yeah, they were there. They gave me
Dude.
smooches.
I love John C. Reilly, man.
Well, I think you would love John C. Reilly in this movie because Kong Skull Island is a fantastic, super high budget B movie.
Okay.
So,
Here's an endorsement for you.
I know. Basic plot line is John Goodman works for the government, and he comes up with this. He got some radars or something that a big giant monster lives on this island, and he wants to assemble a team to find the monster, hunt it down, find out everything about it. So he enlists the help of Samuel L. Jackson and a few of his soldiers who are fresh off of the Vietnam War.
Good
they were on the way home.
Mm-hmm. Just stop off here real quick.
Yeah, he's a real glory seeker. And then Loki man, what's his name? Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
He's also he's a former hunter-gatherer type guy, like researcher dude, just living in Vietnam, playing pool, beating up dudes.
Being a general rogue.
Nuisance.
Yeah.
Rogue.
Yeah.
He's like the most forgettable character, too, because he just shows up every now and again. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's the handsome man.
Hey.
I remember everyone else, especially John C. Reilly in this movie.
Oh, yeah?
Especially John C. Reilly, because
Nice.
he's like the best character.
Awesome.
But they go to this island, they find Kong, and he smashes all of their helicopters that they all rode in on.
Yeah, he doesn't like helicopters.
So the whole plot is the surviving soldiers and research team trying to get back together and then getting to the landing zone so that they can fly home. Mm-hmm. All the while, they're faced against Kong, the massive
Big ape, yep.
as well as pretty much every other monster on the island. This movie does a really fucking good job of making monsters.
Nice.
All the monsters look really cool. There's like a buffalo yak thing that's like the size of a CTA bus.
Sweet.
And it's got like 30 horns on each side of its head, and it's just like covered in moss and shit. It's so cool.
Nice.
There's a spider that has bamboo for legs, so it hides in bamboo forests.
Really cool.
The monster designs are amazing.
That sounds like a reason in itself to go check that movie.
The aesthetics of this movie are so good. Like, the attention to detail of, like, the tribe that lives there. They show off, like, they have their own artistic culture and whatnot. The people there don't speak, which I think is really funny. They speak through, like, looking at each other.
Meaningful looks.
And John C. Reilly is a World War II pilot who crash landed on the island with a Japanese officer that he was dogfighting. And they became best friends and lived on the island for 30 years.
Excellent. Wait, when you say he was dogfighting a Japanese pilot...
You know what dogfighting is, right? That's when two... Like, that's what they call planes fighting each other.
Oh.
It's not a Michael Vick thing. He's not...
I was confused.
He doesn't
How
have
are humans dogfighting?
in the sky?
They put on
They're throwing
dog
pit bulls
heads
at each other.
and they just box.
No. They pretend to be dogs. They just bite
Now
each
look
other.
at the two dogs going head to head, barking at each other. There's an uppercut. Now he's biting his leg. And down goes Fido.
Okay. So they weren't dogfighting, they were plane fighting.
They were plane fighting.
Okay.
Plain dog fighting.
Okay.
Just vanilla dog fighting.
Regular dogs. Mm-hmm. I get you.
No sprinkles.
Totally.
They crash landed on the island. They're fighting each other, and then when they witness Kong, they're like, "Oh, there's something much bigger here. We might want to like band together." And the two of them become best fucking friends.
And they just stayed on the island?
They couldn't leave. They had no way of leaving. Their planes crashed.
So nobody won that dogfight.
No,
Or they both won.
they both won because
found
they won.
friends.
They found friendship. They
Yeah.
found brothers.
That's nice. And Kong.
John C. Reilly's great because he's old Chicago.
Oh,
He
yeah.
just constantly talks about being in Chicago.
Nice.
He's got like this little hut that him and his Japanese buddy built together, and it's got like his Japanese buddy painted all these pictures of them and Kong and shit. It's like me and my best
That
friend.
sounds hilarious.
It's so good. It's just so. It's so fun to see movies like this because it's so rare. Like B movies are almost non-existent anymore. Mm-hmm. What could be classified as a B movie has basically become like YouTube.
Yeah,
And even
that's
then,
a
like-
good point. Like you're always shooting for like, it's like they're shooting for box office smash or flop.
Yeah.
Depending on what your goal is as a producer. Because I know some people try and make movies that flop for whatever reason.
Like the producers.
Yeah, exactly. So there are sometimes it's like you're shooting for them, but the B movie, that middle of the spectrum thing, that like special kind of self-aware, not shooting for the stars, like mind-blowing entertaining.
They want to have fun.
Yeah.
Like what I've always loved about watching B movies, like watching old like 70s, 80s B movies, is you can tell that there are definitely shit ones, like absolute garbage. But there are other ones that have like a lot of passion behind them. A lot of directors who actually give a shit. I mean, look at the Evil Dead series.
Right.
That's a perfect example of the B movie, where it's just talented people who don't have a budget, and
Yeah.
they work with what they've got. But this time around, it's like get that passion and give it a really big fucking budget. Because they also want to do Kong versus Godzilla movie, and it's probably going to be really bad because the Godzilla movie was bad, the American one.
Oh, really? Okay.
The one that came out a few years ago was terrible. The new one from Japan,
Yeah.
the Shin Godzilla,
Yeah.
that movie's fucking excellent.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Excellent.
I gotta check that one out. But
Fucking love that
But the
movie.
American Godzilla movie's no good.
No, he's this Humpty Dumpty Cookie Monster looking fucker. He's rounded. Like, you take classic Godzilla and you round him. He looks like a fucking Macy's Day balloon. Just walking down the street. It's like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but they try to take it completely seriously.
Great. Okay, but so Kong, Skull Island,
Skong,
Skull Island.
Island.
Cool.
Macaulay Culkin Island.
An island full of the Culkins.
No, it's an island and it's shaped like Macaulay Culkin's face when he's going, ah!
populated by a dysfunctional family.
Populated by heroin users.
And it's and Christopher Columbus directs it, and the music is all thanks to Jonathan Williams and the London Symphony Orchestra. A lot of Christmas theme too. Wonderful.
There's one species of dog, and it's Saint Bernards, and they're just all over the island.
Lovely. Well, that sounds fun.
It's an excellent movie. I feel mad at myself because I kind of passed it up when I first heard about it, like when it came out in the beginning of 2017. Mm-hmm. Because I saw the previews and I'm like, this looks like it'd just be dumb.
Yeah, same. I don't remember it making a big splash in terms of like a lot of promotion ahead of its release, and I don't remember a lot of people talking about the movie when it was in theaters, and all of a sudden it was on DVD. But you are not the first person to bring up this movie to me as something that's a lot of fun and surprising in what you get out of it as you watch it. So it's
a great fucking monster movie, and
Yeah.
the focus of the movie is the monsters. Like that's something I don't like about the recent American Godzilla movie, is that there was so little of a focus on Godzilla that you didn't care about him. Kong, there's constant focus. There's a lot of times where you just see Kong like chilling,
That's great.
just drinking water, and then all of a sudden he gets attacked by a big octopus, murders it, and then he eats it.
Dope.
It's just a lot of character stuff like that.
I love that. But conversely, I'm assuming that there's no scene of King Kong ice skating on a New York pond with
that was
some
cute.
chick.
Shut up.
That was
Jack Black
fucking
came in and he was
stupid.
like, "'Twas not the guns that killed
It was
Kong.
the
It was the
stupidest.
rock." Pulls out a guitar and he just starts beating Kong's dead corpse. Meanwhile, like his director friend is like trying to hold him back, and he's like, "No, stop.
No,
stop.
JB, stop it.
JB, stop."
Yeah, I brought that up because the last King Kong movie I saw was the Peter Jackson directed one from whatever year that was, and
That was a
there
long time ago. And it was way too
03, I
long.
want to say it was way too long.
So fucking long.
It was a lot of it. Half the movie was on the island, but when you're 3 hours in, and all of a sudden there's a 5-minute scene with King Kong ice skating romantically with a human female, that was too much for me. That was too much. I almost got up and walked out of the theater.
I
I was
imagine-
like, what romantic comedy did I stumble into with a big furry beast as the male lead?
Do you think they had a problem like holding on to the monkey, like to get it to focus during that scene? Like, you don't think he tried to fuck Nicole Kidman?
it probably
Like he
did.
didn't. Like it's supposed to be cute. Like, all right, Kong. Now you're supposed to slide down on your butt on the ice. No, Kong, stop. Oh no, my body.
All right, let's get another double in here. Cut. Take 30, everybody. Got to get Nicole Kidman.
We've been
Model D.
We've been going through these Nicole Kidman clones like crazy.
But
They're all dead.
okay. Well, anyway, it's good to hear that Skull Island is better than the Peter Jackson King Kong movie, and it's a good watch. So
Yeah, because it's not replicating what the original King Kong was.
Okay.
It's just Kong.
yeah,
They say Kong is king around here, but they never
That's
refer.
as far as it goes.
That's as far as they say.
cool.
They will never call him King Kong. They just say Kong.
Okay, because he hasn't done anything to establish royalty.
Oh yeah, he does. He protects all the islanders. He's their savior. He protects them from the skull crawlers.
Even in Skull Island, he does.
In Skull Island, yeah.
So he is a king.
He's more of a god.
Oh, yeah, I would.
He's a mortal god.
Yeah. Because kings are fallible,
Kings are greedy.
Yeah.
Gods
Stupid.
are benevolent.
Totally. Omnipotent.
I don't even know what that word means, and I agree with you.
I forgot what it means, too.
It means that's when your pee-pee can't work, right?
Yes.
Omnipotent.
I'm omnipotent
Oh,
right
really?
now for the last 10 years or so.
Even with the double D that you got down there?
Come on, work finally. No.
I think all that
many
blood,
times-
I think all that blood loss finally affected your body. You now have a normal blood flow in your body.
Yeah.
That also means your pee-pee can't work.
Yeah, okay, so for anyone who's just catching up, a few weeks ago I took a few pills, and I ended up having to drain some blood from my pee-pee. And now...
Don turned me into an ogre.
Yeah, Greg and I drowned. I almost drowned in the blood. Greg saved me, but as a result, both of our skin was tainted for a little while. Mine has faded. Greg spilled out of his knee hole when he pulled a mushroom out of his cap
Like a
2
fire
weeks
hydrant.
ago. And now I have normal blood flow, but again, as we just said, I'm impotent. I cannot, without aid, can't get an erection anymore.
I mean, usually I need a little help from someone to,
Some kind of aid.
get the standing attention, but...
But on a totally unrelated note, I did something that I haven't done in a long time.
Showered.
This week. Still haven't done that.
Damn it.
But I listened to an album which recently, which came out, somewhat recently, came out within the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
It's Eminem's new album, Revival.
Oof. Ugh.
I'm judging by your facial expression and your guttural noises that you
The
disliked
things that
it.
are coming out of my mouth hole.
Yeah, which you should really wipe some of that stuff up.
Sorry,
'cause
hold
it's,
on.
That's all right. That's all right. That's better. There you go.
Oh.
Just gonna eat it now, huh? Well, that's fine.
I mean, hungry.
Yeah, I get you. I am too.
I think it's from the snacks from last week.
Yeah, I noticed you still got some like pretzel bits and some crackers and some
I've been
a little bit of
holding
chocolate
on
on
to
your. Boy, it's crazy the amount of things in your beard. It's crazy.
Hold on
All right.
a sec.
Just keep on eating that stuff.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
There we go.
About ready? About ready to.
Just give me a sec.
Okay.
There we go.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, that looks better.
Thank you.
It's more, well kept.
Presentable?
Yeah, a little bit.
Not as if I've been staying in a house and not showering.
Yes. And the food's all on the back of your head now.
Yeah,
as opposed
so
to
my
like
hat
the
can
front.
keep it warm.
Totally. And your face doesn't throw people off with, like a feast presented to them upon meeting you.
But I mean, that's how most of my Tinder dates work. I show up with a bunch of food in my beard, and I'm like, "Hey,
You hungry?
I brought snacks.
Get down on this.
You want some cheese and pepperoni? Hold on a second. Here you go, darling. I made sure to bring my own butter knife.
When's the last time you had a Lunchable? Here you go.
Sorry, I ran out of pizza sauce. I only had the chocolate sauce and the M&Ms. We can make the dessert pizza.
That's all you get.
The dough is gone.
I promised a great time, not a meal. Okay, so what I did, I listened to the Eminem album Revival, and for the most part, what is it, 12 songs, something like that, maybe 14?
Somewhere around there. It's like 2 discs.
For the most part, it was pretty unremarkable. For an Eminem album, you always are expecting, a good amount. Hard to top that Marshall Mathers LP2, which came out a few years ago. That was a really great one with Rap God and Rhyme or Reason and Love Game with Kendrick. And there was a lot of good stuff on that one. This particular album, Revival, the 2 songs to me that stood out were, I think it's Feels Like Home or Just Like Home with Alicia Keys. And that one, I really enjoyed it. It has a lot, it pokes a lot at, President Trump. It pokes a lot at Twitter and just politics in general. But what I like about it is the chorus, and obviously Alicia Keys on a rap album, on a rap song. She just, it reminded me a lot of Empire State of Mind, the one she did with Jay-Z, and that is
About New York?
Yeah, that's the one.
Make things that were made through things that inspire you
Yeah,
in New York?
on the streets.
And then everyone made like
Brand
city versions of it.
Philadelphia.
Did they?
Yeah, people tried to make like their own city versions. They ain't good.
Of course they're not good. Somebody running it through like a
Chicago.
and it's just it's like, you know how like radio stations will do like they record their own station specific intros to a song when it's like Rihanna singing her like getting up in the club, and then they'll switch it on so it's like B96, and then they just replace the call letters.
They don't even
with
have like her voiceover. It's just it's some shitty wannabe
robotic.
Like, here comes New York. Big things to me through the things that inspire you. Living in Philly.
You come here for bagels and schmeagles and grandmas.
Welcome to New York.
Hey, come on. What are we doing here?
I didn't know I was going to be part of a rap music video. Why is
Excuse
everything
me.
black and white?
Get away. Get the camera out of my face here. What are we doing?
What do you
I was
think?
just eating a
I'm
hot
walking
dog.
here. I'm
Come
walking.
on. What do you do? All right, anyway. Good to see you. You're lovely. I love your mother. Love your
Speaking
mother.
which of Eminem's,
Oh, yeah. Please, restore order.
Oh, I don't like this album. I don't like it at all. I'm not a great music reviewer. But I will say that I don't like this album whatsoever.
Okay. Now that you've demolished any credibility you have, tell me about your opinion.
I don't like it. Okay. Eminem, like, what made Eminem so great, I think, has kind of like died out over the years. Rap God seemed like it was a good comeback, but then he hasn't really done anything that made me go, wow.
That's what I mean. Yeah, wow. That I know exactly what you're saying.
And there are many other rappers who are doing this generation much better.
Yes.
Like, not to say that Eminem didn't do amazing work when he first started out. I mean,
he's established as, I mean, not to just keep, no pun intended here, but literally rap god, I think. Like, if you're going to put on a list of top 5 rappers of all time, I think Eminem is without question on that list.
I think Eminem deserves to be in, like, if there was a rap hall of fame, he should definitely be in there.
Yes.
Especially for his early day work of, like, Slim Shady, and just, he's one of the fastest rappers I've ever listened to.
Definitely.
Too.
Definitely.
But a lot of the
and clever wordplay. A lot of his
funny too.
Yeah,
his first albums are hilarious.
Absolutely. But go on.
But going into this, I didn't feel like there was much of the Eminem I used to like listening to. And even if he was talking about something that was hard hitting, it was really forced. Not so much forced, but like too on the nose to the point where you constantly say, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand I get it. Stop. Eminem, stop. Ow, Eminem, stop hitting. Your words. They're drowning me. And that's essentially what this album became to me.
You bring up your point makes me think of sort of this scenario.
This white person who thinks he understands about rap. Is that what you're gonna say to me, Donald?
Not exactly, but poignant anyway. But it makes me think of the struggle of artists. Basically, you get a starving artist who creates compelling, amazing content in whatever their medium is. Early careers. Somebody comes up in some new medium and they blow it out of the water. Right? They establish themselves. Everybody loves what they're doing. However, whatever it is, everyone's on board with it.
Yeah.
And then they make a lot of, because they do it and they do it well and they're consistent, they make a lot of money doing it. And then you reach this threshold with a lot of artists where after that happens, you wonder, like, how compelling can they still be? When you're rapping about the struggles of life and the problems of living in low-income Detroit and your dysfunctional family and coming up in the rap game and getting disrespected, how much can you really talk about that when you are sitting on the throne in a multi-million-dollar LA mansion getting your basement redone and everybody already knows you as good as you are? It's not just with rap, it's with everything.
Because his style when he first started, like, his style up to probably the Marshall Mathers LPs, it was a lot of punching up. Mm-hmm. But once you get to the top, punching down isn't exactly great.
People don't root for you when
No.
you're the incumbent. When you're the champion and you're the one to beat, you're not the underdog anymore.
Yep.
So it's and Eminem
which is
still
why I
raps
think-
like the underdog.
Which is why I think Rap God was such a good song, because he was like, yes, I'm at the top. This is where I am right now, and I am your competition. I will never be irrelevant.
Right.
But then, given like, I don't know what other people's opinions were, but like his rap against like Donald Trump, I thought was like, come on, man.
It was it's his feuding with Trump is very publicized. He did that freestyle in the parking lot of the BET Awards, which went viral, and it's very out there, his feelings on Trump and his distaste of the guy and everything. And as you said,
His political views have always been well known.
Yeah, and we get it. I do understand that, and I understand your point too. This album, because it wasn't just one song. This album was littered with criticisms, and obviously, I mean, that's what Eminem does. He paints these visceral pictures and really rips people apart in like gross and funny ways.
But even then, he's so boring with it. It's like a lot of predictable shit.
Yeah, there were really just two songs on this whole album that stood out to me. One of them was the Like Home, and this other one was, unironically, I think, called Offended. And I like it so much because it's Eminem talking about his career as someone who has been known as a great offender. He came up as somebody who...
He was a trash talker.
That's what he did, and that's what he has done. And what's cool about the song is that, obviously, it's called Offended, so it offers him great opportunity to really rip somebody apart. And he kind of talks in that song about he hints at maybe wanting to be known for other things and how he doesn't love being the like offender in chief and whatever. But then at the end of the song, he's basically like, but that's what I am, and I'm the best at it, so who gives a fuck?
So fuck you.
Yeah.
I wrote this song for no reason that ba 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 da 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 da.
Album done. Album
so
done.
Many
Here you go,
other
Dre.
There's so many other rappers that came out in 2017 with like great albums that criticize themselves that are just so much better than this new Eminem one. Did you listen to Tyler the Creator's Scumfuck Flower Boy? Yes, that is the name of his new album. Scumfuck Flower Boy.
No,
and
the
it's
only
fantastic.
Scumfuck Flower Boy I know is that one dude who hangs out outside the botany shop on Main Street. He's
attracts a lot of bees.
He's about 4.5 feet tall. He looks perpetually youthful, and he's always dirty, and he doesn't talk a ton. And we all just refer to him
whenever
as
he does open his mouth, he says something really snide and shitty.
Scumfuck Flower Boy.
Scumfuck Flower Boy.
Yeah.
But with Tyler the Creator, that album is incredible if you haven't listened to it. It's a hard critique of himself for a rapper who is also known as a comedian and a person who offends. And he does such a better job of what Eminem's trying to do. He does tackle political stuff. He tackles himself. He tackles his own sexuality, something that no one has ever really brought up. They just assumed shit. And it's just better. And then you've got like new rappers like Brockhampton who are bringing in like also political looks, especially since the main member Kevin Abstract of Brockhampton is openly gay, and they do gangster rap.
Nice.
And he's gone in interviews and even a few of his songs saying, "Why don't I rap about anything else besides being gay? Because I know how to be gay." And with Eminem, I think this album was just kind of like, there's not much else he's bringing to the table. Everything he brought is super predictable and super weak.
No,
and
I wanted to talk about it because I again, aside from the two songs that made any kind of an impression, I felt the same. It was a little underwhelming, and I felt that it was kind of this thing that just, it really lacked any kind of compulsion to it. It was not compelling. It didn't make me really, it wasn't gripping. It didn't make me like dial in and listen to what he was saying. I didn't feel like it was over. It just didn't feel like the old
rubbing
Eminem.
your nipples in excitement, like, yes, Marshall Mathers is back.
No, I didn't do that. But you know, that's how it is. Eminem Revival. Check it out if you want to be lulled to sleep. I guess.
If you want to lull.
If you want to lull.
Is what the internet says. Laugh out loud.
And then lastly, I guess one other thing I did this week, Greg, is I started playing the Xbox. This is not an exclusive, but on the Xbox One, I was playing a game called Inside. From the studio which brought Limbo.
An excellent choice.
It is an excellent game. I mean, imagine Limbo with a little higher budget.
And better. A little better.
Well, yeah. Better. Everything about the game is better, but it's still the mechanics, the nonverbal storytelling,
even in the landscape of it, it's you scroll to the right and you keep going to the right.
But that when you say it like that, it sounds boring, and it is.
But it's not. It is definitely
not at all boring. I mean, it's compelling in a way that every time you go through a doorway and you keep going to the right, the way the camera's moving and there's little scene changes and things going on in the background that keep you interested and you're focused on stuff. And in this one, more so than Limbo, you're running from things a lot more. You're right from the get-go, you're being chased by people, by dogs.
By piggies.
Ah! Get out of here! What the hell are you doing?
I'll turn you into bacon, you little shit!
Jesus.
Thank you.
Well, that was great. Now we have... There's a pig in here. Oh, don't just lick the blood off. That's uncooked.
I mean, I had it all over my hands, man. What was I supposed to do with it? Just let it freeze? I ain't wearing gloves.
I don't even know what type that is.
Pig?
Type pig.
It's pig-type blood.
Farm Universal donator.
It's F-.
But Inside, really worth playing. It's just so much fun, and it's one thing that I loved and I noticed right away was the start of the game. You know how a lot of new games, like there's you fire it up, you're shown the companies, and then all of a sudden it's you're at a menu and it's you press start to play and you launch a new game, and then there might be some credits or at least a scene, some kind of cut scene to like let you in on the story and kind of clue you in as to what's going on in the world. Nothing like that with Inside.
Yeah.
You press start to start the game, and the menu just disappears, and the black background that you were like looking at is the scene, and when it's just sitting there until you move the joystick, and then your character comes out of the left side of the screen, falls to the ground, and that's just the start of it. And you start running and moving, and that's just it. They pull you into it so quickly, and I thought that was such a brilliant method of engaging you in the game right off the bat. And from there, I was engaged thoroughly, and I didn't really want to stop playing. I mean, and the deaths, just like Limbo, the deaths are so brutal and so fun to watch. I mean, it's
kind of like Crash Bandicoot, where you're like, yeah, I want to watch all the characters die. I want to see how Crash dies and the funny way it happens. With this one, it's like, how gory and messed up.
Yes, it's disturbing in a way, because obviously you don't want to die as like the game player, but once you do, you're totally like, you're not upset. Like, I'm looking at the screen like, oh man, look at that.
Because a lot of it's like narrow stuff. You're just barely getting away from whatever is chasing you.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot of playing with timing. If you're getting chased by a dog, you have to lure it simply over here to take a different path to get to you. Then you can jump on this thing and move to the next stage before the dog has time to catch up with you. But
Yeah.
you're getting chased by a lot of different creatures in this thing, and timing is a lot of it. The order in which you're jumping to things is a lot of it. But
Gotta know what to throw in the water to get things away from you.
Absolutely. It's very simplistic in the mechanics and stuff, just like Limbo. But as I said, if you're a fan of Limbo, Inside is like exponentially better. And it's
How far have you gotten?
I would say I don't know if I'm halfway through, but I think I'm probably around there.
Do you remember exactly like where you were?
Um,
Did you get past the submarine? Were you in a
Oh,
submarine?
yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm not past that. I'm still at that part.
Okay. Yeah. I breezed through that game like the day I started playing it because I just couldn't put it down.
Exactly.
I thought about it too. I was like, oh, I could just play this in the morning. I've got a train to catch.
Uh-huh.
Not much time I can actually play with this PlayStation. And then 6 or 7 hours later, I'm like, oh no, I played through all the night. I can't catch my train. I can't catch that bagel truck anymore.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Game addiction. It's a real thing.
No, I mean, I'm a bummer too. You are too.
I know.
All three of us.
We're all bummers.
That pig, he's a bummer.
He was until we killed him.
I killed him.
Thank you very much for that. But I'm definitely, since I got the boxcar and he invaded it before you killed him.
Yeah,
we're
this is payment.
We're splitting. We are splitting this corpse.
I call the snout.
Fine. I get the tail.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
I want it. I'm gonna keep that.
Well, speaking of tales, let me tell you a tale of me being really high and thinking that King Kong was in my life in this magic tent that I was in.
You already told me that.
Ah, but wait. There's more.
Okay.
See, when the movie ended, I thought the movie had ended. But no. King Kong reached his big furry hand out from the TV and pulled me inside.
Greg,
Hey,
get
Kong!
in here.
Oh, no!
Come on.
Wow, look at this big foresty, beautiful land of Macaulay Culkin Island.
I know. Home Alone, right?
I mean, I guess you are. I mean, you got no folks.
Never.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up. I know the whole, they're dead thing.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, anyway, Kong...
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you said you wanted to play video games with me.
Yeah.
All right, let's go play video games. What kind of system do you have?
N64.
Wow! I don't think PlayStation games can play on an N64, but let's try it!
Just jam it in there.
Oh,
Just jam it.
Nope, that N64 is now dust.
Come on.
And King Kong just threw the system and 2 mountains into the distance. Oh, it's okay. Here, just reach me towards the TV again.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Let me grab this.
Great.
Thank God.
Pull you back now.
Yeah, check this out. It's PS4. Let's play this, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, so, Kong, I want to tell you about this game I want to play with you.
Okay.
It's called Okami. Have you ever heard of it?
Huh?
So, this
Mommy?
No, not Mommy. Okami.
Oh, Mommy!
No, stop crying. Your teardrops are... Ow! They hurt. Your teardrops weigh like 50 pounds. Ow! You done? You done crying there, big boy?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, as I was saying, we're gonna play Okami.
Okay.
Okay, me?
Shut up!
So, Okami is an old PS2 game that's been it's been HD-ified twice now.
Deified.
Yes, it's been deified.
Wow.
Hateatively.
Like me.
Yeah!
Everyone here thinks I'm a god.
Yeah! You're a big-ass god. Well, except instead of playing as a big giant ape, you play a wolf.
Okay.
So Okami is about this resurrected god named Amaterasu.
Bless you.
Thank you. You know, it's been very cold outside, Kong.
I agree.
Can I use some of your hair to just...
Please.
Oh, man.
Better?
Woo. Your fur is thick.
Yes.
As are your hands. They're
Yeah.
big.
Good for ripping trees out of the ground.
Yeah, please don't do that while I'm in your hand.
What about trees?
That's a big tree, Kong. Anyway, Okami is this game about a resurrected god named Amaterasu, a wolf who has come back to life. I know gods coming back to life, like...
Redundant.
Yeah, pretty much. This god's been sleeping, let's say, for 100 years after its physical body was killed. Its spiritual body is around, but they revive its physical form so she can help the land of Nippon. That's Japanese for Japan.
Oh.
Yeah, you learn a lot when you hang out with me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Glad I reached through the TV.
I know. Without you, I would have just stayed in that weird tent.
I see so many people through TVs all the time, and I've never reached through one.
Well, I'm glad that you did today.
Greg.
Yeah, me and you are buddies now, Kong. Me and you having travels, fun times.
Being friends.
Yes.
Having picnics.
Yes, big picnics. I like your picnics.
Do you like octopi?
I do, actually.
I made 2 of them.
Whoa!
This one's still hot.
Holy shit, this thing's huge. Let me just...
Yeah, bite into the side there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Chewy.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's freshly caught.
I didn't know that octopus was this rubbery.
Yeah, it's very much, yeah. That's why my teeth are so sharp.
Ooh.
To tear through it.
Oh, dang. Can you bite that mountain?
Yeah.
Damn! Bit down on that like an ice cream cone.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Well,
I do that often to clean my teeth.
keep them sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your mind sharp as well.
Yeah, and I also have brain teasers for that and stuff.
Brain tumors?
I hope not.
Oh, that would suck.
I haven't had a checkup in a while.
Oh, you want me to check up?
Can you?
I mean, I think I could fit in your ear hole. Here,
What?
just bend on down.
All right.
All right, here we go. Let me grab this podcasting equipment that I conveniently have by.
Good thinking.
All right.
Oh, don't move so much. It tickles.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold up the microphone, and I need a source of light. Hold on, I got this. There we go.
Oh, it's hot. That's hot.
I gotta see something here, Kong. I don't have night vision like you.
All right, be quick. Ears are sensitive.
Oh, holy. Ha! Damn, man.
What do you see?
Well, I see your brain, and I also see your eyeballs.
How's it looking?
Your eyes are looking good.
Can you see through them?
Yeah, I can actually see what you're... Oh, you dickhead.
What?
You're looking at your peen.
Yeah, well, impressive, huh?
Yes, because it's bigger than any human being I've ever met.
Part of why I'm a god, you
I
know?
fucking hate you. Alright,
Yeah, you keep that talking check there, bud.
All right.
I get a headache.
Here, I need to stick this microphone into something so that people can...
Oh! I felt that in my ankle.
Oh, that's good. Hold on a sec, let me...
Tickles.
It's a good thing that you got these wrinkles all over your brain, man. I wouldn't be able to reach the top up here.
Oh, God, I'm remembering all these things now.
Here we go. Oh, hold on. I did make myself.
Oh! Be still!
Hold on. Just. Yeah. Just.
What are you doing?
You know that cartoon cat that makes sure that he's real comfortable on top of that bulldog for
don't
baby soon?
stop it.
I'm doing that right now.
Stop!
Here we go. Ooh, very warm. Very squishy. I like it here.
Look for tumors and get out!
I don't see any. Ooh.
What?
That's nothing. I'm just fucking with you.
Greg! You trickster! Get out! Stop shaking! Get out of that ear hole now. Come on up. Let's play this game.
My spine.
That's fine.
I fell 20 feet out of your head.
Yeah, well. Next time, be quick. Climb down yourself. Come on, you need me to help you? Let me help you up there.
Get me close to
There you go.
microphone.
That's good. Can I get you some, maybe a coconut?
How about a chiropractor? Because I don't think my spine is 100% intact.
Here, I can help you with that.
No, Kong!
There we go.
Actually,
Better.
I feel pretty good.
Better, right?
Yeah, not bad.
Took
You know-
like a 6-week course.
Huh, it shows. You know what? I actually feel better than I did before.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Okami.
Yeah.
As I speak from one god, let me tell you about another god in Japanese lore. the journey is a ancient demon that you had killed in a previous life.
Me?
Not you.
Oh.
The wolf god.
Oh, okay, good.
Of Okami.
I just lose track. I needed to be sure.
I'm filling in the blanks for you there, Kong.
Okay.
You have to regain your godlike powers in order to fight off the demon and restore Japan to its former glory. And it's a Zelda-like. So it's basically a Zelda clone where you hunt for heart pieces to make your health grow up. You travel through dungeons. You get special abilities in each dungeon that you can use throughout the game. There are hidden secrets all over the place where you can dig up holes and whatnot. But everything is done through brushwork, which is really, really aesthetically nice. The game looks fantastic. It looks like it's a watercolor painting everywhere.
Wow.
It still holds up, too, which I think is amazing, because this came out in, like, 2006? Really long time ago. Like,
Wow.
11, 12 years ago.
What year is it now?
2018.
My God.
I know.
Where does the time go?
You tell me, God.
Hey, I don't know, man. On this island, seems like just...
It seems like you're less of a god and more of a monarch.
Sun comes up,
Some kind of king.
and then it goes down again at the end of the day. I'm just, I'm catching octopus.
Well, let me tell you, Okami, you actually can raise the sun and the moon.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. So you have this brush where one of your magic power comes through ink pots, and you can make the world into your own brush painting. So by pressing R1, depending on whatever controller you have, everything pops up. It takes away from the actual game, and it's on like ancient Japanese like scroll where you're doing the painting.
Wow.
And you can fuck around and fight enemies. You can draw lines that do sword attacks. You can cause flowers to bloom. You can cause water to like erupt and hit enemies. You can cause like fire bombs, windstorms.
What if I don't know Japanese?
It's fine. It's been translated.
Great. Great.
And it makes a good amount of sense. There's no voice acting in it either. Everything is that Zelda like
Oh.
like mumble talk. And it adds to the charm of it. Because it's a really fucking charming game. It's beautiful to look at. It's funny. It can also have its serious moments. It likes to play around with a lot of old Japanese aesthetics to it with its art style. Because normally, like the normal game, everything is kind of chibi-fied, cute looking, but there are times when a serious moment happens and everything turns into... Sorry about that. I kicked the PlayStation with my big foot.
Oh, that's okay. I saw the colors go a little weird there, but I wasn't sure if that just happens all the time.
It does happen all the time. There's a lot of colors happening all the time in this game. It likes playing with colors, especially with pink.
I'm colorblind. Will that mean I won't enjoy it?
I think you'll enjoy it. That means that it will just look more like Seven Samurais, some kind of Criterion movie.
I don't understand those references, and your words are starting to lose meaning.
I hope I didn't fuck around with your brain too much, did I?
I don't know, but I'm starting to get angry, and I need to go get some food now. So I'm gonna throw you back into the other house I found you. All right? Take care. Thanks for coming.
I'm calling you dead! Hey, I'm in the boxcar.
Wow, that was a crazy story, Greg.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you like the part of it? I don't think I really talked about the game. You play as a wolf, and you do god things.
I heard.
And it's cute.
Yeah. You told me everything that happened with you and Kong just now, and then you kind of blanked out, and then you just woke up and said, "Hey, I'm in the boxcar."
Oh.
So, did you lose it a little bit just then? Did you think you?
I guess I got really wrapped up in my story.
Yeah. No. It was good. It was nice. But no, it sounds like a great game. A lot of fun. The watercoloring whole thing. The notion of like scribbling on a pad and as an artist like controlling the world. That sounds cool.
I love it. It's super good.
That is a crazy story, and you were inside Kong's head and playing around in his brain. That's insane. I'm glad you made it out of there because you could have very easily been killed or at least not made it back. So,
I mean, I'm amazed that he didn't break any of my bones. But then
yeah,
again,
it sounded like he helped you a little bit there with the chiropractic, stuff.
Yeah, my back has actually been pretty good. I mean, like,
Yeah, you're mobile,
yeah,
definitely.
like, check this out. Like,
Whoa. Yeah. Wow. You never been able to move like that before?
yeah, dude.
So limber.
I feel nimble.
Cool. Maybe we can, I don't know, maybe we can go up to that rooftop cafe that we've been looking at now. We can finally take the stairs since you're able to move so well now.
Yeah, man. Maybe I can jump over a candlestick.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do that? You feel like doing that?
I don't know. I kind of. You know what? I want to see if we can find that scumfuck flower boy.
Yeah,
Jump
okay,
over
let's...
him.
He'll definitely... well, it's kind of cold, but he might still be there. All right, cool. That sounds great. Thank you for telling me. Konami? Is that what you said?
Okami.
Okami.
Konami is a company.
Yes.
There's a big difference.
Okami.
It sounds like you weren't listening that well.
Okami.
Kong didn't listen that well either.
Well, he had an excuse of being worried about brain tumors. I have no excuse, except maybe hunger and just thinking about Scumfuck Flower Boy.
Did you eat half of that pig while I was telling that story?
Well, I mean...
What the hell?
Once you started going on about, gods and...
You ate the snout!
Well, I don't know.
I called dibs. I
That-
like the tail for you.
That end was facing me. Here. I made some bacon. It's good, right?
It's a little watered down.
Yeah. Well. All right. We're going to cook up the rest of this pig. Thank you for listening. Okami is the game that Greg was just talking about. That's a PlayStation 2 game. Is that what you said that was?
It's former PlayStation 2 game. It's on every console now.
All right.
It's on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun. And, yeah, so we're going to get out of here. After we eat the rest of this pig, we're going to go look for that Scumfuck Flower Boy. And we'll destroy the boxcar. We're going to try and be back again next week and talk about some other stuff. But, as always, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, hit us up on our Facebook or Twitter. Feel free to send us an email on boxcarbuddies@gmail.com.
Yes, yes. We
Let
always
us,
love to hear from you.
Send us some recommendations. Hopefully we'll come across a store window that is playing or showcasing what you recommended.
Absolutely. And if you do, we'll talk about it. We're happy to. But until then, again, always, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Give me that pig. Give me that stuff.
No, wait, no.
I want the
enough.
pig.
You ate
I'm
enough.
still hungry.
I'll kill you.
You know what? You're going to wear this pig ass on your head. It's an improvement. Look at that. I'm going to take a picture. Yeah, this is going up on social media, bitch. Oh, you're eating your way out of it. Oh, that's...
And now I'm gonna eat you, boy.
No! Don't do it! You're sick!
Give me that leg.
Okay.